Apart from the result, obviously, could have been ahead at half time, but for a couple of millimetres.
Yes, obviously, if we put some quality in the opposition's box, then the big man and boy seems to be able to get on the end of it. He's actual fact scored 2 goals after that one, but unfortunately both offside. I think that there's something in terms of encouraging, because at the end of the day we'll need to score a goal to win a game. But until we stop the other goals going at the other end, then we're going to make life increasingly difficult for us. And I'm still facing the same problems after 10 games I faced when I arrived. So my work is not done. It's far from done by making the team defend correctly and defend better for the full 95 minutes. And those lapses of concentration in this level or at this level keep costing us points, keep costing us goals. So again today, Harry Kane in our box with nobody marking him is, somewhat bewildering to me. But there we go. And then the second goal, being in a good attacking position, being in a very good position, not providing the sort of quality of cross that we wanted, but midfield players take responsibility by getting in the right position to retain the ball that's headed out. We don't do that, and the opposition go from our box to their box and score. Son and Harry Kane have scored because of our weaknesses in those areas, sadly, today. And if you give them those chances, they won't miss.
Yeah, of course, there were lapses, but there seems still to be belief and fight there, Sam. I mean, if anyone can do this, it's you.
There's no lack of effort from this group, this squad of players. I mean, there's no lack of effort whatsoever. There's no not trying as hard as they possibly can. I can't point the finger at anybody for not giving all what they've got, and I can hope that the spirit and the confidence of the new players, because they've got no fears. They've just arrived from other clubs and want to come and play here, so they haven't got the same fears as the players have that are already here and have started this season and found themselves where they are. So that's always been a remedy for success with me wherever I've been, and hopefully that can be it can't just be done by me. It has to be done by still my backroom staff, and by the coaches and by the players, and by hopefully the help of the new players to give the players that are already here saying, yes, we can get better and we can get more results. But that has to start very quickly, and that can only start by coming off the field with no goals against us. There's no doubt about that.
And important in difficult times, off the pitch and on the pitch, not to lose your sense of humour. When you take that throw in towards the end there, Sam?
Well, I mean, it's a very difficult period. It's very. I mean, you can't. You've got to stay positive. You have to stay really, really positive. And I mean, it doesn't mean we can't have a smile and a joke here and there. We got to stay on and try and stay active and positive on what we're trying to do. And when we come in, we have to come in and be enjoying what we're doing and look forward to coming in. If you're not wanting to get out of bed and come in training, I don't know what's wrong with you. Even though we are where we are, it's still an absolute pleasure, or should be an absolute pleasure, for the players to get out of bed and be able to come in and train and communicate amongst themselves and have the opportunity to play at stadiums like this. What a stadium. What an opportunity. Unfortunately, we haven't come off with a positive result, but the game of football is the best place to be in this world pandemic. There's nowhere better to be than actually coming and playing at stadiums like this. I know we'd like a crowd, but even without the crowd, it's a wonderful opportunity for the players to get out there and give their all. They are giving their all. Unfortunately, lapses of concentration at the wrong time are costing us dearly at the moment.
Asked a couple on selection. You left Mateus Pereira out the starting 11 today. Why was that?
Because we've tried every other system, but we haven't tried a 4-3-3. So the 4-3-3 were based on when we're out of possession. I hope this doesn't confuse you, but we were 5-4 to contain the opposition. We couldn't do that with Mateus because we play him just off the front man, and so that would have been a 4-4-1-1. So to try and get the ultimate clean sheet, we were working with the extra man in midfield, the extra energy, the extra legs. Mateus is a quality player in possession, a quality player on the ball that can provide and open up, but that's no good if we keep conceding goals. Unfortunately, in the end, that system hasn't worked. So I've tried every system. I've tried a back five, I've tried a back three, I've tried a 4-4-2, I've tried a 4-4-1-1, I've tried a 4-3-3. I can really put me hands on the new players will ultimately decide what system we play, and unfortunately for me, I've got to try and find that as quickly as we can. New players have got to make a difference and got to help us get results, and I think that will ultimately result in me finding their positions, their best positions, and other players may suffer by not getting selected. He was unfortunate to be left out, to be fair. It wasn't that he hasn't performed well, he has, but because we are failing at the other end of the pitch by not keeping the ball out the back of the net, which we did quite well in the first half, and apart from the two goals we conceded, we did very well after that, but unfortunately with those lapses of concentration again, we get punished, and at least at the other end, even though they're offside, we've shown we can score a goal.
That was going to be my next. Jagner was getting in today. Does that show that the goals hopefully will come from? I appreciate they were slightly offside today.
Well, yes, and he was a little unlucky. Maybe he could have scored just before half time, and that one would have been onside. So it was just the timing of his run, unfortunately. And it wasn't that Tottenham were playing offside. He just went a little too early. So had he read that a little better, yeah, again though, that would have only been a draw. We'd have scored two at Tottenham. And wherever we score two now, again, has to be a win. Has to be.
Thanks, Sam.
He's used to the Premier League. He knows what the Premier League's all about. He hasn't played in a team with these difficulties. This is the first time for that. But quality and energy are very, very important, and probably more important for us in the position we're in than anything else. And he's got quality, and he's got real energy, and he's got pace, by the way. So that will hopefully give us more athleticism and more quality on the ball when he gets it. Yeah, fine. I think that they're all disappointed, the lads. Like I say, I mean, it's not for the want of trying with the boys at the moment. The boys are trying all they can, but you know, at the end of the day, trying and concentration need to go together, and making the right decisions early is about what the Premier League is. But his performance, fine. Okay, get a little few minutes and find out. And boys, looking like if we get balls in the box in the right area with the right quality, he'll get chances to score. Showed that today. Snod's provided most of those balls, certainly two of those balls for the opportunity to score, which is good that he's catching up with his match fitness. Took the full back on and beat him a couple of times. Well, half beat him, but good crosses. So we need that hard work to be put into practice by stop conceding goals and stop conceding sloppy goals. Here's me going on and on and on against. Every time I see speech, I'm sick of it by saying we could have avoided those goals. So yet again, it'll mean that I won't be sleeping too well tonight again, unfortunately. Yes, but the only problem is that we've gone a full week with the opportunity to have gained no points here because Tottenham went 2-0 up. But we were an opportunity to win two games, which were the two vital games to win, where we were in front with 8 minutes or so to go against Fulham. We were in front at Sheffield United 55 minutes in. And instead of getting 2 wins or 1 win and a draw, we get no wins, only 1 draw. That's a much more disappointing thing for me than it is today's result. And that's really proven today that that's hurt us, because 1 point out of 3 games means that we are putting ourselves deeper into the relegation fight. So very, very quickly we will have to start beating any team that we come across. So if it's in the bottom end, we have to do our best to beat them, give our best performance to try and beat them. We've proven that we can get in front, but we can't hold on to it. But when we end up playing teams that are higher than us, we're going to have to beat them along the line too. So that's coming across now with the last, was it 15 games that are coming up, and so we've got to start with Man United. You know, whatever we get against Manchester United positively will be fine. If we can get a win against Man United like Sheffield United did, like Burnley got a win at Liverpool, like Brighton got a win at Liverpool, it's going to have to happen to us and happen to us very soon.
Sick of sitting there and talking about soft goals conceded. You must feel by now that you've used pretty much every trick in the book, but it just doesn't seem to be hitting home with the players.
Well, you look at the game overall. I mean, you know, the game overall, you'd say, well, there's a lot of positives and stuff like that. But you know, for me, as a defender all my life, and having spent all my entire life telling defenders, whatever club, wherever I've been, whether that's in Limerick or whether that's in League Two, League One, the Championship or the Premier League, it's all been about not conceding goals is your platform for success. And our platform for success has been here from day one, where I've said to the players, your platform for success is to stop the opposition scoring goals, and we are still failing to do that. But from now until the end of the season, I will not stop working on that. I will not stop it.
But do you feel like you've kind of said everything you can say and done everything you can do to cut that out?
No. There's practice and more practice will help the players to retain that information, and if they retain that information, then they'll start making better decisions throughout the game. I have to say, the ball into Harry Kane should not have been allowed. So it's not just the man who should have been tracking Harry Kane, but the ball into Harry Kane should not been. We should not have left him with that much time to do what he wanted when he's only 5-6 metres outside of our box in the middle of the goal. Because Tottenham players can really pass the ball, and they'll really pass the ball and hurt you if you give them time and space in that area. So not shutting that space down first could have been stopped at source, and we might have got away with it. Okay.